idea on the severity of Emeka Egbuka's injury?
Right now it's a hamstring, still evaluating it.
Todd, your pass rush came alive tonight with 6 sacks or so. Could you just talk about the constant pressure that you guys were able to put under Mac Jones tonight?
I think they did a good job tonight. We talked about it all week, getting more pressure and challenging them guys to get more pressure and work together a lot more. They really started the game off right. They got off the ball the whole night. Credit to them. They did a heck of a job.
How do you talk about your receiver depth to be down essentially your top 4 and get big plays from Tez and Cam like you did tonight?
Tez and Cam really stepped up tonight, came into their own. The talent was always there, just understanding the offense, and those guys can play. We feel like we're very deep in that room. We can't afford to lose any more, but we feel like we're very deep in that room, and I thought those 2 guys really did a hell of a job tonight.
Dean had one of those sacks, but he also had an interception. What would you say about the performance that he had?
That was Dean's first sack that I've seen in my career, and that was probably the best play I can say next to Mike Evans getting 1,000 yards last year that I have ever seen him make. So that goes down in history for me.
Coach, Mayfield had that crazy 3rd down conversion. He's been doing that sort of thing all season so far. Could you just talk about your reaction and sort of just Baker in general?
I mean, I was in disbelief just like everybody else. It happens every other week or so, and he makes those type of plays, and you pray he doesn't get hurt or anything happens to him. But he has a knack. He has a knack that you can't teach or coach, and it was an unbelievable play.
Well, the fact that it happened right after Egbuka, it was announced to us that he would likely not return, but just the fact that you lose such a valuable piece of your offense, and it's like he stepped up even more.
I mean, it was huge. Every time something happens negative, he makes it a positive, and he does something to give everybody hope, and that run was one of them.
You guys talked about starting fast. Kindle Vildor started fast for you guys with that interception. Didn't quite make it to the end zone, but could you speak to that play and how that was pivotal to help you get you guys on the board?
He's got to keep his feet. He made a heck of a read. He made a heck of a play. All hats off to him. He's a very smart player. That's why we put him out there. He understands the game very well, and the moment's not too big for him. So that started us off great.
Coach, you talked about Tez and the standout play he had. Can you talk about the touchdown and the subsequent celebration?
Well, he's got speed. I mean, he's got speed, and he can get down and he can get past you if you don't know who he is, and he's got great hands. He made a heck of a catch diving into the end zone, and, he knows how to celebrate. Coming out of college from Oregon, he knows how to celebrate.
Do you get nervous by him?
No, I don't. I have the utmost confidence in Tez. We've hit it off from day one, and, he's like a son to me.
Scott, how does that Bay today? What can you say about how he's played and stepped up on the defensive line, especially from how he's been doing through training camp now?
He's really come on. We really grown to count on him doing a lot of things in there, and his sack total is only going to increase. I think he's probably one of the most slept about guys on this team that you're talking about defensively, and he's really going to be a very good football player, and he's starting to show that.
Todd, we were talking to you about overcoming injuries before you lost Mike and before you lost Bucky and McCollum, Emeka tonight. What does he say about the depth that you have to keep having guys that can make plays?
Says a lot about the depth and the next man up. The coaches do a heck of a job getting these guys prepared to play, and they don't flinch when they get in there. We have confidence in them. They have confidence in themselves, and to keep losing guys week after week and those guys still stepping up to make plays says a lot about the resiliency of the guys in the locker room.
Speaking of injuries, Fred Warner is a guy that I know is admired and respected, not only in your locker room but throughout the league. What can you say about, his loss today?
I mean, it was sickening. You saw when it happened. He's one of the best players in the league. Great guy on top of that. You hate to see something like that happen, and hopefully he has a speedy recovery. But that kind of breaks your heart no matter what side of the ball you're on.
Todd, the 49ers have been a thorn in your side for a little bit these last 3 years. Each year you've gotten closer to beating them, but then what's it feel like today to finally accomplish that and beat a really good team that helps you out in the NFC race?
A very good football team. Every year is different. We've gotten closer. They've had our number in the past. Today we've collected together and we came out with a win, so it feels good.
Coach, do you have an update on Luke Haggard coming out of the game? Seemed like a shoulder injury.
Not at this time. They're still checking him out.
Todd, on the Levante sack, where it looked like he had a sack fumble, but on that call, you called it a blitz in that particular situation. Take us through that process.
We knew they had to throw the ball right there, and they had the receiver and tight end in the ball game. So they've been getting off some quick throws, and we knew they weren't going to be protecting them right there. So we figured we had a shot. Either he's going to get rid of the ball early, or he was going to get hit. He held onto the ball. Tay has a knack for getting back there between him and Winfield, fighting to get back there, and he made a heck of a play.
The connection between Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne, what made that a challenging thing to stop today?
In the second half, I don't know if it was challenging. We fell down on 2 big plays in the first half. We literally fell down and lost our feet. Kendrick's a very good receiver, and Mac's a very good quarterback, so they're going to connect some, but we got to stay up and give ourselves a chance. 2 times we fell down on the big plays, so, credit to them for making the play, but we got to be better than that, keeping our feet.
Coach, did Vita Vea talk to you on the sideline? You ran into the punter there. It's on the sideline.
No, we had quite a talk. It was great at the end of the game, let's just put it that way. It turned into a quarterback hit with no harm, no foul. And before the game, it was probably going to be something I can't repeat right now.
Hey, Coach, this is Jermaine from Florida National News. Does a win like this validate what you've been building with this roster, given all these injuries?
Validates that we're 5-1. We feel like we've been building this roster for a couple years right now with the injuries, but it's week to week in this league. You can be from the penthouse to the outhouse, and we got to understand that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.